guys, and welcome back to Chan Chan. In this video, I'll be showing you guys what I did for my AIDA3 certification. It was hard, a bit painful at times, but all in all, it was a very good learning experience to add to my freediving life. Due to certain pool conditions, we had to move back to General Santos City, which was a 30 to 45 minute drive from Lemlunay. Once there, we headed straight for LC5, meeting up with my brother, my nephews, and a friend. LC5 is known in General Santos City as one of the go-to places for all swimmers. It's equipped with a pool for normal visitors who just want to have a quick family pool outing, or for the athletes that use this area to train. Also, I wasn't alone in taking my AIDA3. Joining me all the way from Davao was my good friend Richie Abragan from Dive Tabay Davao. So if you're from Davao, now you might know who to look for. LC5 is equipped with a 25-meter 8-lane pool with a depth of about 1.4 meters, if I remember correctly, but it was the perfect place for dynamic finning and static training. For today, we mostly trained up to reach the requirements we needed for the dynamic and static apnea in AIDA3. Dynamic swimming is a freediving discipline where instead of depth, we swim for horizontal distance on one breath. We can do this with or without fins, but for this part in our training, we needed fins. After doing all of our warm-ups, we then proceeded to hit the required distance and at the same time, if possible, break our personal best. Me and Rich swam all the way up to around 62.5 meters, which was more than enough to fulfill our requirements in dynamic. Now, I apologize for not having Rich's videos. Sorry, bro. And I also didn't want to show the static because it was a bit too long. But the both of us did pass the requirement, so everything was on track. Except on this day, I had certain duties to attend to, so I couldn't join the AIDA3 class for the open water dive after the pool session. But that was okay. Moving on to the next day, business as usual, meaning back in the water, where we did more exercises and skills on safety, which really sucked, by the way. This is us warming up so we can get MDR, or the mammalian dive response. I will not explain what that is here, maybe on another video, but basically MDR makes diving a bit easier. This was the hardest thing I have ever done in the water so far. Towing. I hate towing, but I personally think everyone needs to learn it. It's fun to learn, but not as fun to do. It's horrible, but necessary. So I'll keep at it. In the afternoon, we went out for our next dive, which was Richie's last day with us, so the pressure was on for him to complete his dive requirements, which was at about 24 to 30 meter dive. And that's very deep for anyone new to freediving. Remember, recreational scuba diving is mostly at about 18 meters to 24 meters, and 30 meters is pretty much the ceiling for that. Going beyond that doesn't really make much sense anymore. But in freediving, sometimes going beyond 30 makes total sense. I don't know why that is. I just like going deep. Now, conditions were a bit bad with poor viz and strong currents, but Rich managed to power through like a bull, meaning he got his dive, and the night before, we both passed our exams for AIDA3. So, woohoo! Congratulations, Bai, on finishing your AIDA3. You deserve it. I, on the other hand, needed one more dive to complete my depth and requirements. So the next day, we went out with one of the scuba divers at Lemlunay to shoot the whole thing, while I focused on just the dives. Now, when diving deeper, aside from relaxation and equalization, I had to learn how to get my trim while going down. Because anything below 15 to 20 meters mostly means free falling down to a certain depth. And if there's one thing in my AIDA3 class that I loved the most, it was free falling. And on this day, I managed to drop down to about 25.5 meters. Not my personal best, but it was the first time for me to actually free fall in clear, calm waters like today, which was an experience I'm still having trouble describing. Free falling is hard to explain. Well, the feeling of free falling is hard to explain. And I think the only way to explain it to people is to actually have them try it out for themselves. But seriously, to do that, I highly advise them to take the formal classes. It makes things much easier, much safer, and it's a fun experience all in all. So here I am trying to do my breathe up, trying to relax, because I know I'm going to be diving really deep, but you have to try to block all of that out. Just concentrate on your breathing, concentrate on your relaxation, and once you're ready, just go for the dive. Freediving has literally opened up a new world for me to see. It's made me learn how to relax, control my breathing, appreciate the underwater life, and gain more confidence in myself as a person. It's pretty life-changing. I have no other words for it. Here's my instructor, Mark Cruz, free falling down to 38 meters. It's so cool to watch. A shout out to the Manu Manu Freedive Training Center for agreeing to come down all the way to Sock Sergeant. Thank you for taking the time to teach us, the students, on freediving and instilling in us to be advocates of safe freediving. Lastly, another big shout out to our instructor, Mark Cruz, for helping me out making this whole thing possible. So, here's to the good times and here's to the good dives. You're watching Chan Chan. Till next time, cheers!